Can I just start off by saying Barcelona, like, what the hell are you doing? It was a complete mess this match, and we fall completely into the game that Real Madrid played like for the last 5 El Clásicos. So we're gonna talk about that. I'm gonna push all the referee call-ups, the penalty decisions, all of that for the end of the video. And for now, I'm just gonna hit you right away with what I thought how the match developed and my opinions right up. What's going on, guys? Como están? BugaLuis here, and welcome back to another video here today on this channel. We do a lot of variety of football content. We bring you all from FIFA realistic career modes, even to some match reactions, and in this month, we have a lot of coverage of the World Cup. For the next few days, we're gonna be doing all of that, so if you're interested and you're new, well, perhaps subscribe. And hey, leave me all your opinions about this match in the comment box down below, and I'm eager to read everything, and definitely we're gonna have some fights, some heated fights between culés and madridistas, just because after this match I'm sure there are gonna be some people who want to leave their mark. So let's start off right away with the first initial minutes of this match. I gotta say that Barcelona handled the ball really well, but then Real Madrid, just like always, they're amazing on the counter-attack, so they didn't leave Barcelona much time to decide and pressure them very nicely. I gotta say that Madrid also, their pressure wasn't exactly good. They left a lot of gap opens. For instance, when Marcelo went just up the field for the very first goal, a very good pass from Sergio Roberto back to Luis Suarez, and then Luis Suarez clipping it over. I think it has to be someone like Sergio Ramos probably, and then back again to Sergio Roberto. Sergio Roberto was open and the ball went in front the whole of the defense from Real Madrid, and then it was Luis Suarez at the end with a volley, an amazing volley to the back of the net. I gotta say that, disclaimer here, all the goals are actually pretty good from both sides, so I don't want to give some certain bias to Barcelona, because some of you may know I'm already a Barcelona fan and some of you may not know that already, so I just want to keep that clear. But right away from that thing, I gotta say that Barcelona just entered the game very good. They were in their best moment, but just how they do. Real Madrid, their counterattack was superb once again. And for the second goal, it was Benzema who got the ball from the middle. They passed it out wide to Marcelo, then back again to Ronaldo, and then Ronaldo, or Marcelo I think it was actually, who passed the ball over to Benzema. And then Benzema heads it in for Ronaldo in the middle, and Ronaldo got the touch. And after that, I was a little bit worried about Barcelona, because they didn't seem to get their stride back into the game, and Real Madrid just seemed to be controlling all. In every single scenario of the game, there was just Real Madrid. Kroos and Modric is an absolute work by trying to handle the pressure, and Kroos just distributing the ball was able to get past Busquets and Rakitic so easily. And it was such an even balance between Madrid had 3 midfielders and Barcelona only had 2, and I think that overwhelmed a little bit the midfielders from Barcelona, and at the end we just saw that consistent chances from Real Madrid, and thankfully Barcelona didn't concede another goal, because if they conceded another goal, I would certainly feel that by the end of that we may have been going to the second half already 2-1 down. But the most important part about this first half was that we entered that sort of physical game that Real Madrid are so good at doing, and something that at the end perhaps may end up hinder them in the long run, and that was that we just went for fouls. We went out to be much more physical. We got really mad after that tackle from BALE onto Samuel Umtiti, the very first one, which I gotta agree it wasn't a yellow card, but after that we just saw a horrendous tackle from Gareth Bale. Like, he went all in to Samuel Umtiti, and he just said like, okay, I'm gonna sign here in your calf, I'm gonna stick right my shoes on it, because he just went, this is like the leg, and he just went all in. He was all in, and Samuel Umtiti was firing up, and I was like, okay, somebody's gonna get a red card in the near future. And that's when Sergio Roberto got the red card, and I gotta say, was completely disappointed at first, because I didn't see the red card right away. I didn't see his movement trying to punch Marcelo. At the end of the day, he didn't exactly punch Marcelo. You could see that he was like attempting, but the rules say that if you punch or try to punch, you still needed to get a red card. So it's fairness that Sergio Roberto got that, but I just was like surprised, because I was checking out my laptop here, and then I went back to watch the TV, and it was like a red card for Sergio Roberto, and I was like, wait a minute, what happened here? And it was just insane. It was insane. The commentators, me, the fans in the crowd, even some Madridista friends I have on chat, they were absolutely going wild, because normally we see Real Madrid get the red card, but in this sense it was Barcelona. So I don't know, it was just a intense end to the first half. Coming out from the half, however, we saw the substitution for Coutinho of Nelson Semedo coming in, and I gotta say it was a very call. It was very clear that Valverde was not going to let this team sit back with 3 defenders just, and perhaps bring back Sergio Busquets, because with the pace of Real Madrid up front, we certainly need that fallback to be able to sit back in corners or something like that, and Nelson Semedo was really good at that. I thought that at the end of the day his pace was something that, for instance, Sergio Roberto didn't have in the first half, so I gotta say Nelson Semedo was a very good substitution coming in, and I was very happy to see that, because he just created play for that right hand side, and especially after Cristiano Ronaldo went out because of that minor injury he got when they knocked together with Piqué for that first goal of Real Madrid. I gotta say that Asensio and Marcelo never really connected. Marcelo is a player who needs a lot of connection, needs understanding with the forward, and for instance with Ronaldo, he's amazing, he's very good, he's like Jordi Alba with Messi. But in this sense, Asensio never really understood Marcelo so much in some scenarios, in some attacks. And I think that's something that Nelson Semedo just took advantage of very nicely by trying to go through. And something that another player did was Rakitic. Rakitic just took that little bit more of like right center midfielder role, and he was very good at that, because he was also battling out against someone like Kroos, which isn't exactly the fastest. So when he did his like trickery or put the ball out cross, we just advance a whole next level. So we just advanced like 10 yards in the pitch because Rakitic just took out one player. So I think that in that sense he was very good. But the point on where I think the match just turned levels was after that goal from Lionel Messi on the counter-attack. It was a very good ball from Rakitic, I think, onto Suarez, and then Suarez back to Messi, and Messi just passed free and then looks for the angle, doesn't even look at the net, but just knows that he's gonna find that little space between Keylor Navas and the first post to stick it in. And I was like, oh my god, Messi just scored that once again. He was so good. So I always gonna praise Messi for that. He wasn't even looking for the net. That's just world class. Just mwah. He was amazing. So we gotta continue on with that when Valverde bring on Paulinho. I gotta say that the substitution for Paulinho was very key for Barcelona, because he just ran miles. I mean, absolute miles. Andres Iniesta, with 33 years old, 32 I think he's not going to run that much, but Paulinho was key to maintaining our goal like it is, because at the end of the day we lost 2-2 like you see right there, but we didn't lost our unbeaten. And I think that Paulinho, that substitution was very key, because he would run, and I mean he would run miles. He will be up in attack, then back in defense. So Paulinho was absolute key, I think, for this game for Barcelona. If not, I definitely think that Real Madrid would have taken our unbeaten run out. Like, it would have been broken by now, because Paulinho was that crucial. To counteract that substitution from Valverde, Zidane did something also very interesting. He actually took out Nacho Fernandez and bring on Lucas Vázquez. I thought that Gareth Bale was gonna go out, but then Gareth Bale scored that amazing goal. Like Asensio, they didn't have any chances in the second half, Real Madrid, but Asensio saw like the defense and was like, okay, I'm gonna analyze where I can get through exactly, and he like in two steps he went on from the midfield to the defense, find the perfect ball and pass it on to Gareth Bale, and then Gareth Bale just curled it around Jordi Alba, around Ter Stegen. So good. Like, it was on angle, it was amazing. It was a really good goal. I'm the kind of guy who like loves football more than loving a team. I mean, I would die for Barcelona, but I would die more for football. And I just stand up and was like, oh my god, Gareth Bale, that's so good. And it really was. So after that, like I said, he bring on Lucas Vázquez, Zidane, and what he did was very good, because at the end of the day he stretched up the field so big, like really wide, and didn't allow Barcelona to really have that comfort in defense that they normally want to have, because at the end of the day we only play with 3 midfielders. So Messi had to find himself so many times coming back and defending, and it's something that sometimes you could see Messi doing well, but in this situation it was just really tiring for the guy, because when in the last few minutes we need that counter attack, that last few pace, I think that's where we really hurt. So that's why, for instance, in the last 90 minutes we saw Valverde put in Paco Alcácer for Luis Suarez, because we just needed that extra little bit of pace to get back from attack into the midfield, and Messi was doing that all around. But at the end of the day, when you want that final little bit of goal, you need a guy who's fresh. So Paco Alcácer was a good substitution for that. But like I said, Lucas Vázquez came in. He was really good, stretching out wide, and I was like really pumping because I just could see the third goal for Real Madrid closer than the goal for Barcelona, and it was really scary because I didn't want to lose our unbeaten run against Real Madrid, and in the manner that we did. Because let's say that we won this match, everybody would be like, oh my god, Barcelona won with 10 man, Real Madrid so bad. Real Madrid won and we'll be like, Barcelona were so bad, they were so like unlike Barcelona, they played physical game, they did a lot of fouls, a red card, what's going on? But at the end of the day, I think a draw, it's quite good. At the start of the match, I would say like I would go out with a draw, and at the end of the day, we went out with a draw, so we can keep it that. But it's sad because I just remember right now, Sergio Roberto got a red card against Celta de Vigo, then he did his substitution, came back, and then another red card. it's quite funny for Sergio Roberto. And obviously, before leaving, I forgot to say about the penalty about Jordi Alba on Marcelo. That was a penalty. Like, that was a penalty. Let's be honest. It was a penalty. But there were some other challenge which I was like, that should have been a little bit worse. Like, for instance, the challenge of Gareth Bale on Umtiti. That should have been a red card because you could see how he shifted his foot like from being flat to just pointing it out to the leg of Umtiti. So I think that in that cases, a red card could have been fair in that. I also think the red card for Sergio Roberto was fair. But at the end of the day, I can say as a Barcelona fan that the referee really benefited Barcelona more in this match than somebody like Real Madrid. So at the end of the day, I thought that we held our draw because of the referee, and definitely we're very lucky that he didn't see that, or he thought Marcelo simulated or whatsoever, because that penalty of Jordi Alba on Marcelo, it had to be a penalty. So I hope you have enjoyed this match reaction. Obviously, you know that I'm using a camera now, something that I didn't use before, and perhaps you may be surprised you haven't seen me before. There's actually one video in my channel where I have my face on it, so if you can find it, it will be good for you. So it's not actually like a face review, you know, because it's not the first time I've put my face on video. So I hope you guys enjoy this. I'll try to incorporate some pictures perhaps so you can find them. Let's see how it all works out. I still need to try and work things out. But definitely, for instance, for the World Cup videos, I'm gonna be trying to do a mixture of like photos, videos, highlights and stuff like that, and my reaction, just to make it a little bit more entertaining and a little bit more personal with you guys, because I really enjoy what you say to me on the comments, things down below that, oh my god, you're a really good YouTuber, you should have more subscribers, stuff like that. It's amazing, all of that. So I really appreciate it, and you make me want to improve and just update my stuff, my content, my setup, my equipment, all of that every single day. So thank you for you guys, and hopefully you have enjoyed this video. Just like always, please remember to drop us a like if you enjoyed. Remember to drop us a subscribe, and also follow us on all other social media to keep up to date. You get the deal, you know the drill. See you in the next one. Take care. Ciao.